So, I mean, initially, none of my family was really into cars, so it kind of started with me working at Menards. I worked at Menards while I was in high school. I was one of the cart pushers, so I would collect the carts, bring them back in, and at that time, I thought of cars as nothing more than, you know, an option to get to A to B. My dad always did custom upholstery for vehicles, so like boats, planes, cars, and naturally having that around, there was a lot of cars always at our house. A lot of them were kind of American muscle cars and older, more historic stuff, and none of that really did it for me. It was cool to see and cool to look at, but never really grabbed my interest. I was working at Menards and I was in the parking lot and happened to see an Evo 10 that had a good amount of modification done to it, and he actually accelerated through the parking lot and I heard the car, and ever since I saw that car, I knew that I needed something to modify or, you know, some type of fun car to have. My name is Riley and I drive a 2001 Audi TT. Ever since seeing the Evo 10 that night, I instantly went home, started Googling cars, watching YouTube videos on modified cars, and just doing everything I could to try to, you know, learn as much as I could. While I was in school on my laptop, I would just look up what cars are good to modify, the best cars to drive, and just started learning a lot about modified cars in that aspect. As a high school student, obviously working a minimum wage job, I didn't have the money to get something nice or modify. So I did what a lot of beginning car enthusiasts do, is get everything I could from AutoZone or my local O'Reilly's to modify my 1996 Hyundai Ascent. It was my first car and I ended up actually getting in a car accident with it. Stemming from that, I instantly said, you know, this is my opportunity, this is my time to get something at least a little fun, and trying to convince my parents of that. I ended up getting a 2001 V6 Mustang. Did a good amount to that car. I put some racing seats in it, wheels, exhaust, and just a couple other miscellaneous things. Getting close to my graduation and realized it was time to really step it up and get into something a little more, I guess, relative to the car scene. And that's when I picked up a G35. That had a few things done to it already, and I did just some cosmetic stuff and a lot of maintenance items on that, and that really branched me out into like what the car scene is and like car shows, cruises, kind of branching out and seeing what more it had to offer. I absolutely fell in love, and I knew this was something I was probably gonna do for the rest of my life. So I was never really into Euro cars. I didn't really have a passion for them. I thought some of them were cool, obviously, just like seeing them at shows and stuff like that, but I never really had a personal interest in getting one. I got turned on to a friend of mine's Audi TT that he was selling. Seen his car around just locally a few times before, and as soon as he posted it up for sale, I knew that that was the car I was gonna buy. I got it and it had some motor work done and some suspension stuff done to it. But I definitely didn't take long for me to tear completely into that thing and try to make it my own. It came a time where it was pretty impractical for me to have, and it was getting me in kind of a lot of trouble. And I saw an opportunity to get something nice and something new that was still fun, and it was kind of an impulsive decision. So I decided to sell my TT and buy a 2012 Audi S4. I love the Audi S4. It was a great car. It was perfectly balanced. It's a beautiful car to drive. I had very little complaints about that car, but there was always a voice in the back of my head saying that I needed to get my TT back. I made a post in our statewide car enthusiast chat, Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club, put a picture of my TT in there and said, does anyone know, the current owner and if they'd be interested in selling it. And about an hour and a half later, I had a DM from the guy that owned the car currently, and he's like, I own your TT now. He goes, I'm not really trying to sell it, but it's something that I don't necessarily need, so if you're interested, we can talk about it. And I went to take a look at it, and the turbo was blown. It was fully taken apart. There was a lot of stuff wrong with it, and regardless of how much was wrong with it, I knew that I needed it back. So I got a pretty good deal on it because of the condition that it was in. And as soon as I got that thing home, started tearing into it, and it took me about 9 months to get it back and up and running and where it is today. But everything that I put into it was 100% worth it.
Smoking piccolo, kissing piff under mistletoe. It's a different day, still the same cause I'm getting dough. Bitch, I'm getting play, getting paid, getting hoes. Seems like everyone and they mama up on my genitals. Getting low, getting low, getting low, getting low, getting low, getting low, getting low. Bitch, I'm Joe. It's the Shogun. I'm about to slit the flow. Get the dough. Hoes up on it, sniffing the shit like coke. Get the soul. Getting dirty, sipping the lids is low. Get the roll. Doors are suicidal like crispy roll. Jericho. Flexing several commas like 10-0. Shit's a blessing. Sexing and suplexing a different hoe. Head out the window. Blade on my back like Ichigo. Hands all on my ditto.
I definitely could have just bought another stock TT or even slightly modified TT and just did everything over again and started off with even like a cleaner body and maybe one that was a little bit in better condition. But I think I forged a connection with that car, the hundreds of hours working on it with some of my best friends, and just doing all this custom stuff, working on it with my dad, and doing all this work to it. I felt like it wouldn't be the same if I just got another one. It felt like I needed this specific car back because this is the one that made me fall in love with TTs, and this is the car that made me fall in love with the car that it is. The S4, like I said, it was nice and it was comfortable, but it's somewhat limited to what you can do with it, and there is no other car that I've driven that gives me the feeling that this one does. It's just the way that it drives, the feeling I get when I sit in it. It's just, I've yet to drive another car that matches the way I feel about this one.
Bitch, I'm Joe. It's the Shogun. I'm about to slit the flow. Get the dough. Hoes up on it, sniffing the shit like coke. Get the soul. Getting dirty, sipping the